This is Control Your Narrative, where we're focused on controlling our narrative. And today we're going to talk about why I use two different credit cards. You might have three, four, five. A lot of people use that because they say only use 10% or 30% of your limit on that account because you don't want to go max because that shows that you're not responsible to carry a credit card. I don't even know why they have like $5,000, $10,000 if they don't want you to use all of that. But that's just the whole credit card game, I guess. But when I did a class on the phone. It took me about an hour and 45 minutes listening to this woman talk about credit cards, and if I had questions, she said she'll answer it, which she did, and it took me about an hour and 45 minutes. But I was pretty patient because I want to learn about credit cards. It was not. It was before I even did YouTube, but now I'm finally making that video. So the woman told me to only use a third of the available balance. So if you have about 5,000, you could use about maybe 15, 16, 17, 1800 of it. Or if you have a $3,000 maximum balance that you are given, then just use $1,000. But whatever it is, just use a third of it. Some people you have 10,000. Some have 20,000. But to get a to build up a great credit score, try to only use a third of it. That's what I got out of listening to a banker tell me about what do you call it, the credit score game. But I don't think it's a game. I mean, it's kind of it would be a boring game. I don't really like that because really, I don't really like. Before I went blind, I would have never used a credit card. But now that I am blind, I found some perks. You can look into the recent um, video on my Control Your Narrative playlist. But the reason why I have two credit cards is simple. One is to pay my bills, and the other is to for my personal spending, pretty much. So one one is for my bills, which I pay out of my bill account, and my personal I use to pay out of my checking account. If you've seen my three account system, that's what they're there for. I don't even touch my savings, but I always pay it off. I don't want to owe anything. I don't want to ruin my credit and show that I'm incapable of paying off cards and loans, or I don't know. I just want to be shown that I'm irresponsible. So that's the reason why I have two. But it makes it for me as a blind person. It makes it a lot easier to do that. So some people on here, you'll hear them say they have like 20 something credit cards. That for me that becomes too confusing whether you're blind or whether you have perfect vision. That would be too hard. You would have to check every credit card to make sure you're paying them off. And if you're just an average person with an average salary, then try paying all that off. It's going to be hard. That just makes people have debt. But then I hear Graham Stephan, a YouTube influencer who is good. He was a millionaire and pays off all his credit cards. I believe he said he has five, but one of them he doesn't really use because uh, that one is because he wants to hold on to the credit history. So does it ruin his credit history? The other four he uses only like I believe 10 to 30% of his allotted uh, amount. of credit he has on there. So even him, he's responsible. He says to always pay it off, to have a perfect credit score or a good credit score at least. And always pay off your credit cards. That's one thing I'll get at. Always pay it off monthly. Don't hold a balance. Whether these people that say you must hold on to at least $1 or 1%, don't do that. That's foolish. They're just trying to get you to go back to their videos and trying to get out of debt. Don't do that. Just pay it off. Get it over with. Even the people on credit cards, they'll tell you to pay it off monthly. But the people who don't pay it off, they're the ones paying for my perks, my cash back. So my rewards as a on one of my credit cards for traveling, because I pay mine's off. So it's just like using a debit card for me. But other people are paying for my perks. So if you're the person that's paying it off, the person that's struggling to pay it off, or maybe they mismanage their credit card, they're irresponsible. You don't want to become irresponsible. Maybe your kids are watching you pay your credit cards off, and they're going to repeat your financial mistakes. So pay it off. Show people that you're responsible. Show the bank that you're responsible. Show the creditors that you're responsible. Because if you're responsible with your credit cards, hopefully your kids are responsible. Maybe they'll learn that lesson. So always pay it off. I have two of them and I pay it off every month. So that's why I always had that three account system that I mentioned earlier in the Control Your Finances series. And you can go back, you can find that one on the playback or the playlist. You can go back to that one and it tells why I started or how I started and why I do it. But you can check it out. It makes life a lot easier for me, whether I was blind or even when I was younger when I had sight. It just made it that much easier. But now that I use credit cards, it makes it that much easier. So, but be responsible, pay off all your credit cards, whether you have one, whether you have like 20 something, but pay it off. And if you have a huge balance, here's a word of wisdom. A lot of older people know this. Don't use your credit card anymore. Pay off the balance, because once you start paying off the balance, your credit score will increase. But if you keep using it, then it's just going to be harder to pay off, and your credit score will diminish. You'll pretty much destroy your credit card. So pay it off, then start using it again if you want. Responsibly pay it off every month. So if you're struggling to pay off your credit card, just put it away, lock it up in a safe, or put it somewhere safe. Never use it again until you pay it off. I promise you, your credit score will increase because you're still paying interest. Don't pay the minimum balance. Pay more until you pay it off. A lot of people pay the minimum balance, but they never really go anywhere. It goes on for years. So keep on paying and keep on bettering your finances until you pay off your credit cards or loans, either way. So, but only you can control your finances and only you can control your narrative.